No judgment, just real talk. This is the Apology Accepted podcast. The views expressed on the Apology Accepted podcast are those of the host and guest and do not reflect the views of any affiliate organization or individual. The content is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. For personal, legal, or emotional matters, please consult a qualified professional. By continuing to listen to this podcast, you acknowledge and accept this disclaimer. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the Apology Accepted podcast, the space where we dive into real conversations about healing, growth, and creating the life we deserve. I am your host, LaTesha Monique, and I am so grateful to have you tune into this episode. Well, it is May, y'all, and in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, this episode is all about using journaling, that's that word again, as a tool to support your emotional and mental well-being. When life feels overwhelming or your thoughts are all over the place, journaling can help you slow down, reflect, and truly hear yourself. It's not about perfect grammar or fancy notebooks, even though I do have a few fancy notebooks. It's not about that. It's about creating space to process emotions, recognize patterns, and care for your mental health, one page at a time. Whether you're healing from something heavy or just trying to stay grounded, journaling can be a powerful part of your self-care routine. Now, I know I talk about journaling so much. I think I've talked about it in every episode. Why? Because I know for a fact it is effective. It works. Journaling works. It works. It works. It works. If you are being openly honest during your journaling time, then you know it works. It is very effective. All right. And we're going to talk about that honesty in journaling. So let's go ahead and jump right on into this. Journaling as emotional release. Journaling gives us a safe space to pour out feelings we may not feel ready to say out loud. Again, I share my story openly today that in 2010, after I had my last child, I was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety. And prior to that, I did not feel comfortable, I guess, speaking out loud about all of my emotions and all of the things that I was feeling. I would have panic attacks and no one would know. I would be around people enduring a panic attack and no one would even know what is happening with me, because I was just not ready to say these things out loud. And even when I started journaling, journaling for me in the beginning was not very effective because I wasn't doing it properly. I was not being very honest with my emotions and my feelings and what was happening with me when it was time to journal. So being able to, be honest with your feelings, even though you don't want to say them out loud, being able to journal them is so important. Why? Because you get it out of you, off of you, and you may feel a little lighter because it's not a comfortable space. And that I will agree with. If that's not your ministry today, being able to openly speak about any diagnosis of yours or any just feeling, whether it's sadness, it may be some type of grief. Some people are just not openly offhand ready to talk about certain things, and that is fine. But the more you harbor and hold on to things, the heavier you get. And the heavier you get, it becomes stressful. Your day to day moving around, outs and abouts, becomes stressful because you're holding in so much. And journaling again allows that emotional release. So you're able to be a little lighter, put a little pep in your step, maybe. I don't know. But you have to do it honestly. And I know I say the word honestly so loosely because easier said than done. Because when you are really dealing with some stuff, and I mean some deep dark stuff, it is hard to be honest in releasing that, because honesty, you have to have a certain maturity level in order to be truthfully honest about whatever it is. You have to have a certain level of maturity because it calls for you to maybe have to take a look in the mirror and really understand and say out loud, for some people, not everybody, I was not the victim. Even though this is what I told myself for years, I now realize that I was not the victim. And you have to understand where that puts you at maturity wise. Because again, honesty is not something that just comes to everyone easily. Why? Because we have trained our mind by telling ourselves a story that helped us cope with whatever it is that we were dealing with. And it's easy for us to point fingers at who may have done us wrong, and it is twice as hard to point the finger back at ourselves and say, okay, what part did we play? What did we do wrong? You know, what is the truth about us? Have you ever had to sit and tell a truth about yourself? Okay? Listen, that is no easy task because we always, not saying that we put ourselves as victims, but we always share the brighter sides of us. Period. Whether it's doing an interview, resume, introductions, first meeting someone, trying to be a part of something, we always share the brighter sides of us because not everyone should hear your truth, you know? And again, sometimes your truth has been masked for so long that you might not even understand all of your own truth. So, journaling helps us get all of those emotions out But being honest is the first step. You know, I was in denial for a long time about my depression. Um, I, I, I don't, I can't even really recall the why I was in denial. Maybe because I I made myself believe that I didn't have time to focus on whatever it was that was going on with me. And I know when I first became a mom at a very young age, well, old enough, but still very young, um, I definitely did not have all of my cards right. Okay? And I definitely did not seek assistance with help during that time because I really had to be on go. And I talk about that in my chapter in the book Hold the Line, how being in a toxic relationship, you know, we speak about that and we hear that. Of course, we see it all the time now on social medias, and you scrolling and you see people talk about toxic relationships, and it's never the fault of the person that is speaking. It is always the other person's fault, whatever it may be. So sometimes I wonder, and this is just me, where my mind takes me when I look at things like that. I wonder if the person that's actually doing the video, I wonder first, do they journal? And if they do, how honest are they when they are journaling? See, it goes back to putting you in a place where you might not want people to know what your private space is, along with not being ready to share it out loud. Because sometimes it could be embarrassing. Sometimes you may think someone may look at you differently. And trust, we live in a world where you definitely will be judged and looked at differently, and that's just what it is. Nothing we can really do about that part. However, turning chaos into clarity. Now, it is something we can do about that. It is. When your mental health feels off, and you can feel when you are unbalanced in a way. You just off, your day's off. You woke up and it probably started off a day of a time you may experience waking up late. And then it was just a trickle down effect. I know one time I've had a experience where I woke up late. Then I got up and realized I didn't have no soap. So then it was like all this before work. Get up, realize I didn't have no soap, had to run to the store, get soap, come back, then get myself ready for work. No time to have breakfast. Get to the car, start the car, realize, boom, left my pocketbook in the house. Go to the house to get the pocketbook, come back to the car, locked my keys in the car. Like, I was, that day right there, whew, that was a day. That was a day. But see, we have to understand when our mental health is off. And I don't think at that time in my life I was journaling. I think during that time in my life I was just out, just on go. Just however the wind blow is what I was doing. I was literally all over the place. It wasn't until recent years I realized how journaling really helped organize me. It helped organize my feelings, because it wasn't just buying this notebook with blank paper and lines and writing. You can actually find journals that help you bring out whatever it is. Like, you have journals that have prompts in it, like what's been weighing on me heavenly. Like, it has questions where you read the question and then you like answer the question, not even realizing how much you are actually pouring out, you know, pouring out and being honest. Here you go. Again, being honest, what I gave, what's been weighing on me lately, or I had a journal where it says, what do I need right now? What do I need right now? If you are listening, take a second to ask yourself that question. What do I need right now? Besides everyone saying a million, gadillion dollars. Is that a word, gadillion? I don't know. Whatever. Besides all the money you can have. What do you need right now? And that is a deep question when you really sit in it. It is a deep question. If you do not tie it to materialistic things, it is a deep question. If you do not tie it into just everyday life things, like what I need right now, I need some gas. I need some food. Anybody want to do that? Some food. Shoot, I need my hair done. Like, not those type of things. But maybe being honest and saying, you know what? Right now, I need support. I need support because I've started this business and I have been working it and I have been doing all the things, and I could definitely use support right now. What I need to take a moment out of my day, every day, just to pause so I can think and be clear in my thoughts. See, hidden prompts in journals where you have to, answer the questions, it can help uncover hidden emotional needs and guide self-awareness. Like, you really don't know how, especially new people that are new to journaling. You just got a notebook and it's blank and you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I need to, journal. And I need to start with, okay, I woke up this morning, praise God, and then I ate breakfast. Like, it don't have to be that type of journaling. And I know in my experience, for me, that has been a turn off for me. That probably explains why my journaling has been off and on. Just, if I thought about it, I did it, and whatever. It has just been off and on. But being able to get journals that have prompts in them help you turn your chaos into clarity, because just opening up a blank notebook and just writing, that could be very difficult to some people. Again, I'm talking about me. I am some people. I know when I first was introduced to it, I was like, okay, again, like, where do I start? And it because when you have a lot of just stuff, it's like, okay, where do I start? But again, those prompted journals does help turn some of your chaos that you have, all these things in your brain, into clarity. And it helps you track your growth of your healing. Like, looking back at past entries help you see progress and remind you of your resilience. It's healthy to track your well-being, your mental health, just like with your physical health. Saying, 90 days ago I was 204 pounds. Today I am 110 80 pounds, whatever. I don't even know. But you see that it's a difference, and you're able to go back and look at where you started with your weight and then see where you are today. It's the same thing with your healing and your mental health. You are able to see your progress, keep up with your progress, share your progress if that's, your ministry in the season. You are just able to see how far you've come on your journey. So I encourage you. And I talked about journaling like again every episode. So I am a big advocate for journaling because I've learned how to use journaling in an effective way which helps. So I encourage you, and everyone who listens to try it. Don't just listen. If you're new to journaling, don't just get the pretty book with the blank lines and now you didn't open this book to the first page and you don't even know where to begin. Because starting to journal is so overwhelming. I highly recommend you look at getting a journal that gives you the prompts so you don't quit the journey before starting. You are able to open it up and just answer your questions honestly. Be honest with yourself. If you're not honest with no one else on earth, you should be honest with yourself. Boom. That wraps up this week's episode on writing your way to clarity. I hope it reminded you that journaling doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be honest. Your notebook can be a place where you check in with yourself, process what you're feeling, and take small steps towards healing. As we continue to honor Mental Health Awareness Month, let this be your reminder. Taking care of your mind is just as important as anything else you do. If journaling feels like a good place to start, then trust that and let your words lead the way. Thank you for tuning in to the Apology Accepted podcast. If this episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay grounded in your truth, and keep writing your way to healing. One honest word at a time. Thank you for tuning in to the Apology Accepted podcast. If this episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, protect your peace and keep choosing yourself. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Apology Accepted podcast. I hope today's conversation sparked some growth for you. Be sure to subscribe and share with others who might need this reminder too. Until next time, you all, remember, healing starts with a simple apology. Take care.